from HaKoach. For no particular reason, I'll invite Joanna Podolska, the director of the Marek Edelman Dialogue Center, to give a brief description of her work in the center. Joanna is the author of several books, including Jewish Łódź, 2009, a walking guide of the history of Jewish Lodz. In 2002, Joanna worked in the research workshop of the Łódź Ghetto at the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. And in 2011, Joanna was appointed to a current position as director of the Marek Edelman Dialogue Center in Łódź. The center is a cultural institution created by the city of Łódź, whose primary purpose is to undertake educational, research, and cultural activity promoting the multi-ethnic legacy of Łódź and counteracting racism and xenophobia. The Dialogue Center educates about World War II, 20th century totalitarianism, and the resurgence of anti-Semitism and 21st century fascism in Europe. So Joanna, on to you.
Thank you very much for your invitation. I want to share a screen. I hope you will see my presentation. Do you see it? It's okay?
Not yet.
Yes.
Oh, now, yes.
Yes. Okay. Actually, probably it is important to underline that we are not a Jewish institution, but we are working and we are dealing with Jewish history and a lot of activities connected to the Jewish past and to the Jewish today. So we cooperate as well as the Jewish community, as with HaKoach and different organizations. But actually, we are created as a city institution by the city of Łódź, and we are local cultural institution. And what I want to share with you a few information. And I know that in Melbourne and in Australia, you have really a huge group of people who have roots here in Łódź. I am in touch with some of them, and just in few days, on Thursday, during commemoration of 70 years of liquidation of the Lodz Ghetto, we will plant the tree for Wolf Dean, and probably his family is watching this panel today. They are from Melbourne, and Wolf Fabishevich, he was born in Łódź, and he was in the same class as Marian Turski. Marian Turski, very important activist, survivor of the Łódź Ghetto, will plant the tree for Wolf, who is in Melbourne now. Both of them are 95. So you know the links between Australia and Łódź all the time. Our center is in the Park of Survivors, and till now we have more than 650 trees for those who survived the war. And it was the idea of one of a survivor to do it to commemorate people and families from Łódź. And these trees are planted by, not always by survivors, sometimes by the children or great children. And I know that few families from Australia came 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago to plant trees to commemorate their families. And as you said, Łódź is also the city of Jan Karski. Jan Karski was born in Łódź in 1914. So we have his monument just close to our place, our center. He's sitting on the branch and watch the park, which is really beautiful. And we have also in the Park of Survivors, Righteous Among Nations monument and Żegota monument. So it is where the center is situated. What about our activity? We are a cultural institution working with memory, but we try to talk about history through culture. So we are trying to do it with working with artists. And I want to tell you about our two projects, which are dialogue projects. we invited 4 artists from 4 countries who played the music representing our culture, because Łódź is a Jewish city, because before the war it was almost 233,000 Jewish people living here, but it is also so-called city of 4 cultures, created by Polish, Jewish, German, and Russian. So I will tell more about it. So we also created a very important project with artists from Łódź and from Israel. One girl whose grandmother was in the ghetto, she was a dancer. She wanted to commemorate her grandmother, and we did a beautiful project to commemorate people who were killed during the war in the ghetto, during so-called Great Szpera. It was in 1942 when more than 10,000 children were pressed to leave the ghetto, and they were killed because they are not useful to work for the Nazi German ghetto. We are doing a lot of activity for young people and exhibitions. So, for instance, we did an exhibition about Łódź, Jewish Łódź. So we try to tell the history of the Jewish people from 18th century till today. And this exhibition was some time ago. Now we have the year of Marek Edelman still. So we have a huge exhibition about Marek Edelman, who is a patron of our center. But Marek Edelman, as our patron, is giving us a great message how to talk about important subjects, not only historical subjects, but also today's subjects. So he told us that the most important is life, but also the most important is liberty, freedom. And we are dealing between these two things, but the most important is love between people. And we should react against hate. So it is the next thing we are dealing during our activity. We are, as a dialogue center, we are responsible for organization of anniversary of liquidation of the Litzmannstadt ghetto every year. And just next week, all the week, we will be organizing many events, concerts, projections, discussions. I invite you already for some discussions and screening presentations on our Facebook, because we know, especially during pandemic time, not many people from abroad can visit us. So we try to do as few things on a website. So we organize every year this commemoration, and we will have this year Marek Marian Turski, who is living in Warsaw. He will be our guest, and it will be a meeting with him. And this meeting will be in memory of Roman Kent. You see him on the right side here, Mr. Buchmann, Mr. Leon Weintraub from Sweden, and Roman Kent, just besides the president of the city, who passed away last year. He was, all of them are survivors of the Łódź ghetto. And we are doing also publications, most of them from different languages to Polish, but we are preparing also some books in English. Most of them are about people who are connected to the Jewish Łódź, and Marek Edelman himself, who was, after the war, who was living in Łódź as a doctor and also a democratic fighter for democracy in Poland. And for instance, we translated from Yiddish a very important book by Hava Rosenfarb. By the way, she was living for some time in Australia, because he married his second husband, was born Oliver Wiener, who was living in Melbourne. She was Buddhist, and her book, Tree of Life, is one of the most important books about Łódź during the ghetto time. She herself, Hava Rosenfarb, was a survivor of the Łódź ghetto, and she wrote her book in Yiddish after it was translated into English. And one of these English editions was published in Australia. So, so you know the next connection to Australia. And we are also doing a lot of education, all the level, from schools, actually even kindergartens, till second age people, so to seniors, and open lectures, not only about the Jewish topics, but also very important topics of today, like especially in 2015. And I know that now we plan to make the new lecture about Afghanistan and all what happening now. And we are trying to give people information, you know, between a lot of internet and media informations. We want to invite specialists to present these topics. So it is also our activity. And but we, between all of these very serious and difficult and very important topics, we try also to make to people of Łódź especially some fun, to be happy to know about our identity, our roots, and about the place which is around, because maybe it's important that a dialogue center is situated close to the ghetto area. Before the war, also, it was very important Jewish part of the city. So we are giving people information, knowledge, but also from time to time fun, to be happy and to enjoy with this colorful time. So for instance, one of this event, I am from Bałuty. Bałuty in Łódź, in Poland, usually is connected to this, you know, a kind of the area which is quite dangerous to go in the evening. So people think that it's also a very poor area. So we try to make this place more open and more to people. And we are very proud because we have a wonderful, we visited us very important guests, Umberto Eco, for instance, and Daniel Liebeskind, who just this year, we have a year of Daniel Liebeskind, who I know that most of you know, one of the best architects of 20th century, 21st century, who was born 75 years in Łódź. Just after the war in 1946, he was born here in Łódź, and just 2 days ago, we did a beautiful concert in a small yard where he was living as a child. So it was a concert of Yiddish lullabies. So it is what we are trying to do. So we also have a wonderful meeting. Daniel Liebeskind visited us 2 times, and he had a meeting with people of Łódź. And what else I prepare for you? Yes, and we are organizing a festival for cultures. So if you still have time, then you can jump to Łódź for September, because we have a festival for cultures, and it is just in preparation. So first we are doing the main commemoration in the end of August, and in September festival for cultures. Of course, now it's a COVID, so we have to do a lot of things in internet. So we try to make our activity in internet. We have only small part in English, but few things you can follow with us in English. And we organize as much as is possible with this all pandemic conditions. And it is our team, which is very, very small. actually quite female and quite young. I am dinosaurus in this team. So you are very welcome. And I think later probably you will have some questions or you would like to comment. I will be very happy to host you in Łódź, because we make a lot of walks around and some other activities. So I am sure when you come to Łódź, you should be in the center. So it is for now for us as a introduction.
Thank you so much, Joanna. That was excellent regarding the work of the Marek Edelman Centre. When I was in Łódź in 2018, I did visit, and it was excellent, wonderful exhibitions there. Next up, we will go to Kasia Jelen of Guardians of Remembrance Association. This organisation was established by Pavel Kulig, who has been looking after the new Jewish cemetery on Braka Street in Łódź for over a decade. This cemetery with 160,000 tombstones is the largest in Poland and the second largest Jewish one in Europe. Pavel made it his responsibility to restore and maintain this cemetery, and his organisation attracts, encourages and organises many volunteers of different backgrounds to restore and maintain this cemetery and other surrounding neglected Jewish cemeteries. And Guardians of Remembrance also assists many descendants of Łódź Jews discover their family history and locate their family ancestral graves, which is very significant for a lot of people. So thank you, Kasia.
Yes, hello everybody. I'm very proud that I can represent my association today. Unfortunately, Pavel cannot be with us today, so he's very sorry about that. But I wanted to say that our association, like Joanna said, is not a Jewish association. So most of our members, we don't have Jewish origins. Most of the people in our group, and like you said, it all started from taking care, from cleaning the cemetery. We started from cemetery in Łódź, which is, like you said, the biggest cemetery in Poland, second biggest cemetery in Europe. So we started over there, and we started to collect people we started to invite people who've been doing it with us. Now we are cleaning 3 cemeteries, and we're starting the new project on Sunday, very new. We're starting to clean another cemetery. It will be much different than what we're doing right now, because mostly in Łódź cemetery, we're fighting with nature. In Pabianice, another cemetery which we are cleaning from this year, we are mostly fighting with nature, with branches, leaves, grass, and etc. And we are starting the new project in Brzeziny on Sunday, and over there mostly it will be fighting with garbages, because nature is not such a big problem over there as unfortunately the garbages. On this picture, this is very interesting picture. I sent it yesterday. I found it. This is a ghetto field. In Łódź cemetery, it's buried over 33,000 people who died, who've been killed in ghetto during Second World War. And they are buried in a special area in ghetto, which called ghetto field. This year we are cleaning this part of the cemetery. And you can see the progress over here of our work. I think it's after 3 or 4 days cleaning. It's a hard work with all the small trees and leaves and grass and everything. So, but on this picture you can see the progress of it. On the ghetto field, there is no graves, no massifs, mostly. There is a few which are founded by family members of the people, family members who survived, and they founded graves over there. So it's actually a field, and for a long time, city were taking care of this part of the cemetery, but right now it's not. So we are there, and this is an old part of the cemetery. This is, I think, the picture from the spring or last year. So this is how it looks after actually cleaning, because before that, sometimes when we are seeing the quarter, it's even hard to say where are graves, because it's so full of nature, of trees. We are not the only group who is cleaning the cemetery. I'm very happy personally about that. There's another group, and I heard that it will be another. So lots of people will be doing it right now, which is good, because when I first came to the cemetery, it looked so much different than it looks right now. And the first time I've been in the cemetery 3 years ago, because I'm not from Łódź, and I moved here 3 years ago. Beside of cleaning, we are organizing meetings. Over here you can see Dawid Popiela, which you who you mentioned today. We had meeting with him, and it was a week before a total lockdown last year, so we had luck. We did it right after lockdown. We've been happy that he agreed to visit us and to tell us about his experience, because he's doing similar things but in a different part of Poland. I think we have this is us helping in a Jewish community to collect the grave cards with names. We did it this spring because of, like I said, beside of the cleaning, we are organizing meetings, we are organizing sightseeing walks. We want to help Jewish community in every kind which we can, because the Jewish community in Łódź is about 300 people, and mostly old people, and not all of them are involved in Jewish community actions. So we are trying to be there and help. This is Pavel, actually, our founder, our president, the guy who is smiling. So yeah, this is Pavel. This is Pavel as well, with some of city council member. This is one of our walks in the cemetery. It took place this summer, and it was a big success because lots of people came. Because beside of cleaning, our main goal is, I think, to keep memory about the heritage, about the Jewish community who lived here in Łódź before the Second World War. Because the knowledge about them in peoples today is very low. I think I will tell it more later about it, but I was surprised and shocked in the beginning when I came to Łódź that the knowledge about the city, about the history, and about the Jewish part of the city, which was actually 30% of citizens were Jewish, is really low. Unfortunately, all the synagogues, beside one small one, was destroyed during the Second World War, and the cemetery is the most visible. It's the most visible sign of there's Jewish presence in Łódź right now. It's in a better shape than it was a couple of years ago. It's still not in a perfect shape, because it's 40 hectares of the ground, which is it's very big, and I don't know anybody who can say that he knows it well, because it's a big place with big history. 250 to 300,000 people were buried over there, so it's really a lot of history, a lot of graves, a lot of work, a lot of nature we're fighting with all the time, as you can see on the pictures. We meet about 3-4 times a month. It depends about the weather, about the season, about the pandemic, of course. Usually around 20 to 30 people are coming. Sometimes more, sometimes a bit less, but usually it's around 20 to 30 people. very often new people who heard about us because we're trying to be popular on Facebook. This is how we inviting people to join us. In Pabianice, these are pictures from Pabianice. We met a great people, city lovers as well, who join us, and they are actually doing a great job over there with the cemetery, which is small cemetery, much smaller than a cemetery in which. So I hope in couple months it's gonna look like we wish it to look like. There is a clip with our cleaning, and if I can ask you to play it right now. Yeah. Cemetery is incredibly beautiful place. So I think if you visit Łódź, it will be like the first place where you should go. It has amazing atmosphere and full of history. Okay, yeah. I don't know if you see it well, but yeah, this is our main work. This is how it looks, and mostly fighting with nature. The cemetery which we are starting to clean on Sunday is in Brzeziny. It's a small town right next to Łódź, and it has so much different history than our cemetery in Łódź because it was totally destroyed during the Second World War. There is only a couple graves which are left, like 3 or 2. This is how much I found personally. And it's in a terrible shape because it's full of garbages. I went there for a walk a couple of weeks ago, and I've been shocked. I was like, called Pavel immediately that we need to do something with that because it shouldn't look like this. So I'm very proud and happy that we are starting this project on Sunday. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Kasia. Our next speaker is Dawid Gurfinkiel. I first met Dawid in Łódź when I was there in 2018 and found him to be uniquely entertaining as well as informative. At that time, he was working for the Jewish community in various roles, most beneficially for me as a mashgiach, a kosher supervisor for the food prepared at the community guest house, as well as being a guide to Jewish Łódź, and we shared many meals together. Since then, Dawid has established HaKoach, a youth-orientated organisation focused on the creation and promotion of Jewish culture and education of Jewish culture, traditions and customs, as well as counteracting anti-Semitism and racism. Dawid studied at the Yeshivat Otniel Orthodox Jewish School in Israel and is also a musician and vocalist of the local Łódź band Yiddishkeit, which has performed several concerts, including the commemoration of the 75th anniversary of the liquidation of the Łódź ghetto. So Dawid, up to you.
Thank you very much. I will also present my presentation. Wait, just a sec. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the beginning we have our logo, which describes, sorry, something from outside. Okay, so our logo, it's like regular Star of David, which symbolized the 12 of tribes, and these hands on the beginning symbolized the harmony and being together. It's like, for me, it's very, very important to cooperate and to create, like, you know, the our space to be friends. So this is the symbol of being together, and this is very, very important to me. HaKoach get her genes from the gymnastic sports club which were existing in Łódź pre-war times. And our values, it's to be fair play, to play to the same goal, to respect each other, and to fight for our values. This is by introducing my first information from this our icon. We are a bunch of friends. We are 6 friends, and there are 2 musicians, 2 psychotherapists. We have 1 journalist and 1 person who is also working in the Center Dialogue, which is the vice president of our organization. As is written, we are non-profit, non-governmental organization, and we are primarily focused on promoting Jewish culture, but not only. HaKoach means the strength, the power. Like we are in synagogue and we are wishing someone like, let the force lead you. We are the power which is supposed to also give the new bright for new direction, let's say, for our Jewish society, but not only for Jewish society. We want to also take care about the Jewish heritage, but also the diversity and multiculturalism as well. One time I called to Holocaust survivor to ask about some kind of support, let's say, and he said, so why you feel that you are so unique? Why you are unique here? First of all, we are Jewish organization. This is the answer. Second of all, we are doing pretty much similar thing like the Center Dialogue and like the Jewish community. So why we are needed? Why we are so important here? Because we are kind of hybrid here. We want to express the Jewish culture by art, by education, by carrying the history, by carrying the heritage, but also we want to pass the tradition and take care about the religion and tradition, which is also important for us. So this is us, what you see on this picture. And what I want to say, as you can probably guess, the pandemic time had very big influence for us. But still, if I need to show off, like to show what we did, who we are, I'm kind of proud, because even the pandemic time, we succeed with lots of things what we did. And this is kind of amazing, because the pandemic time didn't ruin our action. And during this time, we made the Jewish festival, Jewish Culture Festival in Grodzisk Mazowiecki. We are also passing the education, because we are educational too. So we create the educational tool, which is the HaKoach Primer. HaKoach Primer, I'm gonna show you. This pretty much, this is it. We create the Jewish cards with Jewish alphabet, and by these letters, we're using the pretext to talk about multicultural heritage, which is in our town, in our city. And we are also touching very sensitive issues like feminism, like the gender. I think that these issues which are kind of actual now. And our last speaker, I wanted to say that I was cleaning the Jewish cemetery before it become trend, you know, and this is very sad for me that I don't see on these pictures people from the Jewish organizations. I'm the only person who represents Jewish organization here. not only one, because it's Ezra here, but I mean, if we are talking about Łódź. So if it's going on about the pandemic time, I know that the pandemic blockade many organizations, but the Jewish community, I mean, like Keila, wasn't dynamic so much either before it. So I think the HaKoach organization, it's kind of answer for people who don't want to choose, like, or I want to spend some time with the cultural stuff, or I want to pray. I want to combine it. I want to make it like Zimes. I want to make connections with these two words. So I think the HaKoach association is very good answer for this need. And pretty much we are doing lots of stuff. We are making the tours around Jewish Łódź. We are educate some children, and not just children, about the diversity, and we are giving the anti-discrimination lessons. We are giving the concerts. Here we have a presentation. What we do with this HaKoach primer. Actually, we are working in very sensitive material, because we are working with children, and not just with children from the regular schools. We are working with the children from, let's say, from very difficult houses. We are in some kind of orphanages and places where kids are changing, their houses. They're not sure what it's gonna be, what's gonna future brings. They are, okay, let's say they're coming from difficult situations. So here we are, and what is interesting, we have very good connections and the reactions from these children because of this HaKoach primer. So we think that we create very good tool, and we are getting the succeed with this to pass the education about the diversity and tolerance. And another one of the successes is we made the coalition, which is built from educators, the teachers from universities, also the heads of the cultural institutions, and also the head of the like, we have a rabbi, we have a priest, we have a we have spiritual leaders here also. So this is kind of success which HaKoach earned. And another thing, here you have pictures from the multicultural event called Picnic of Diversity, which we made with the Center of Dialogue 1 year ago, and we succeeded, and we made it again, and I hope it's gonna continue on the cultural map of our city in this year too. It was very nice event. And here you have a kind of program and offer what we do. So first, it's guiding for Jewish, the guiding on the Jewish tool. We're giving the lectures about the holidays in tradition. We make some kind of series, Ask the Jew, like I'm standing somewhere and people have a possibility to ask anything, but I'm not doing just on live, I'm also doing it online. We're making the Kosher Walks series, which are also the movies about the Jewish heritage. and we made very interesting content on social media, but which also it's worth it to say, we made the Shabbat online. So I think it's very good start to make the holidays online. It's just an idea. And what else? We made some movies about the Jewish heritage, as I've said. You can find us on social media, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Instagram, and on our website on Facebook. So this is pretty much what you can do. And we have also Patronite to support us. You can feel welcome. And this is pretty much what we are doing now. If you have any question, you can.
Yeah, thank you, Dawid. That was excellent. And thank you to Joanna, and thank you to Kasia. Just questions.
Yeah.
We'll go reverse order, just a couple of questions. And if you could answer quickly, because we've got a little bit of time left to try to get to all three of you from the questions that have come through. So Dawid, firstly, how many Jews are there in Łódź, and what's the Orthodox community like?
Very funny question. I knew that it's gonna be, and I was trying to prepare myself for this. Okay, it won't be easy. It won't be easy. Yes, we are. If we are talking, we are. They are Jews here. And the thing which hurts me the most, that we, like, people trying to count us, how many we are, by counting us on organizations. And I think it's quite hurtful, because it's like, the statistic Polak doesn't exist. I know that statistic helps us to have some kind of generality, but this statistics say, okay, this number is in TSKZ organization, this number of Jews are in Jewish community, and this number of Jews are in Jewish organization, which is HaKoach. And I think this is kind of lying tool. In community, for example, in Jewish community, you have 100 people registered. In HaKoach association, you have 6 people. But it's not true, because we have our followers. We have fans, and Jewish fans and not Jewish fans. So it is the community. The Center Dialogue have also their own community, and Jewish community like Keila have own community. How many Jews in some we are in Łódź? I think there are a couple thousand people, but they don't have a need to be in some, I don't know, they don't have needs to be on some schedule, some program, some documents. They don't need that. I know people which they have a regular life. I know some lady who was born in Israel, and she's fluently speaking Polish, and she's from Łódź, and she's local patriot, and she's Jewish, Polish, Lodzer, whatever we're gonna call it. So if you are asking about the number in Jewish community, I will say I will say the 100 people. If you were gonna ask me how many Jews are in some, I will say couple thousand in for sure, couple thousand in Łódź. And some people say there are 10,000 in Poland. I think it's a lie. I think it's even a couple million people. How many people they have a Jewish surname, but they don't have any clue, any information, any connections with Jewish culture? It's just a statistic which was brought from Jewish organization, which for me is just a lie. And to do that really, like, really professional way, you need to take all the Jewish surnames which sounds like Jewish, I don't think some people that everyone have a need to be in organization, because
Sure,
I know many,
David,
because I know many people which they don't have any connection with Jewish culture, and they living just like regular people. They don't have this, desire and feeling and so on.
Thank you, David. You're still screen sharing if you want to stop, because we've got a white screen on our computers. So if you want to stop screen sharing, just one question, if you could answer really quickly, David, after you stop screen sharing, is
Yes.
do you have minyanim on Shabbat in the?
Unfortunately not. This is the problem. This is the problem. And I think this problem is connected to any community. I mean, in any kehila, to be understood, because the communities are beside the kehila. It's named the community, but we have a smaller communities which are belong to some other organization, which they are quite fine in Poland.
So I was very lucky when I was there that I got to see you at Shul as well.
Yes, you had the luck.
Thank you. If you can stop screen sharing, that'll be excellent, David. Thank you.
Me. Okay. Sorry.
Now, Kasia, I have a question for you. Is there a common motivation of the non-Jews who help and assist in cleaning up the cemeteries? Because as David said, and as you mentioned, it seems to be very heavily non-Jewish volunteers rather than Jewish. Is there anything that particularly drives them that you can share with us?
Surprisingly, it's very common, because most of the people who are visiting us, who help us to clean, like I said, are non-Jewish, and there is like lots of different motivations. I think what was the biggest surprise for me, that people were coming to the cemetery to help us clean because they never been on the cemetery, and they found it like a great way to know it. There is, I think, lots of the people, most of the people who I know in Łódź, maybe not right now, because right now I took them all to the cemetery, but when I came over here, there was like plenty people. I met plenty people who never been on the cemetery. It's not well-known place in Łódź, and which is very surprising thing. So people are coming over there because sometimes they have some Jewish connections, or they just feel that there's something right to do, to go over there and to help. It's of course it's volunteer. We have some students who needs to do, they volunteer and they are coming to help us. I'm always happy that they are choosing us beside any other organization. And we have a people who want to know the cemetery. We have a people who feel like to do it, who wants to be a part of some group of the people, and this is the most common I think thing. Yeah.
Thank you. Joanna, just a question, if you could mention the name of the book that you mentioned previously, and also
I put it already. It's Tree of Life by Hava Rosenthal.
we're coming up to the 77th anniversary of the Lodge of Lichtenstadt Ghetto, the commemoration. I'll just mention that the Lodz or the Łódź Landschaften Group in Melbourne is hosting a commemoration, as they do every year. This year, given COVID restrictions, it's going to be online. So please go to the Jewish Holocaust Centre website under events, and it's on the 29th of August at 11 o'clock. But Joanna, since your organisation generally organises these anniversaries, given COVID, is there any special plans that you're having this year that in case people from Melbourne want to log on, they could join?
Yeah, yes, we are doing last year and this year part of the commemoration online. So it will be available on our Facebook, and you can watch the main event on the Jewish cemetery and the gas station, but also later, because I know that when we start, you are sleeping still. Yes, no, it is no opposite. It will be evening in your place. It will be great, like today, because we start at 11. So you can. Sorry, I mixed with United States. So you can watch it and also later you can see it, and also the main concert, which will be I think very important and very beautiful event. We will have this year concert, the book, but the book, it is the music which was created by David Beigelman. David Beigelman was a musician who and composer before the war, one of the best composers. He was also he was doing classical music, but he was also writing songs, tangos. And during the war, he was one of the creators of orchestra in the ghetto, and he wrote beautiful songs. I am sure that you know some of them. And we did last year's concerts for him. But in 1921, so exactly 100 years ago, David Beigelman wrote the first music to the theater performance, the book. And we discovered it in New York, and it will be first presentation. And we will make this concert, and you can listen to it exactly on Sunday, 29. So it will be this date for last transportation from the Lodz ghetto to Auschwitz-Birkenau. So you can also listen to it. And we start on coming Sunday. It will be discussion or at least presentation by the second generation. So Mark Kleinman from New York, no, from Pennsylvania, from Philadelphia, I think, he will present his story, and it will be presentation on a website as well. So it will be, I send you a link to the Dialogue Center a website, and you can have program and some information what you can see. We also prepared films about the Jewish cemetery and about the Jewish, about the ghetto in Polish and English. So you can also see it on our website. I just want to comment what my David, especially David and Kasia as well, they said. So because you are listening us from far, and maybe not all of you visited Łódź already, so maybe I'm working on the field more than 20 years. I started when I know when David was 15 years old, when, you know, and the Jewish community looks different than now. It is very different moments on the also time after the war, and especially last 20 years. And
Yes.
also Kasia discovered the Jewish cemetery 3 years ago. And I'm surprised because already it's a lot of publications, books, information, a lot of guides, people who are dealing it. And, you know, and it is wonderful that it is more and more young people, Polish people, who are involved in it. It is really beautiful that so many people are interested, and even more. We have also a lot of audience which is old, seniors, who just discover it. They know something, but not too much. And now they are coming like 100 people, senior years, 70 or over 70 years old. They are coming to the Jewish cemetery. We talk them, or they come to us and we talk about the Jewish holidays. So it is some kind of really extremely interested to people. And we have also in connection with many people who are coming from around the world, who are coming to Łódź looking for roots. So Łódź is really amazing city, and anyway you should come and to see how it looks like.
Thank you. I was going to ask you just one question, David. Oh, sorry, Kasia, yes?
Yes, I wanna give a short comment, because Joanna said that she's surprised, and I discovered Cemetery a few years ago because I moved to Łódź, and I moved from Krakow, and Krakow is a place where we Krakow people, we are very big enthusiastic of Krakow. We love our city. And when I moved to Łódź, was biggest shock for me that people from Łódź, they don't. And when I was talking, I moved from Krakow to Łódź, the most common reaction was like, why? And it was shock for me, because I would never react like this when I heard that somebody moved from some other place to Krakow. Would be like, wow, this is a great place to live, enjoy. And so when I moved over here, I didn't like this place at all as well, because I heard so many bad things about Łódź and from people who are living here. So when I moved over here, I was like, I cannot live in a place which I don't like. And I started to discover the history, which I was always very into in the Jewish history, in the history at all. And that's why I discovered the cemetery. And that's why I discovered like there is not a big knowledge about the city and population of Łódź, which is really, I don't even know the word how to describe that, because people who are living here for many years, they have no clue about Jewish history and about Jewish citizens of the city. Sometimes they are surprised that they know some names or surname and they didn't know that there is Jewish. It's changing slowly because of Dawid, because of Joanna, of course, because of, I hope, our association as well. So it's changing, but it's still very visible, unfortunately.
I noticed when I was in 2018 that I found Łódź to be really a happening place. But I know, you know, the Piotrkowska Street redevelopment, the Manufacturer building and that big development. But the general view from Krakow and Warsaw, where I also went, was that Łódź is like the little sister, the underdeveloped regional town. And I also got the impression that a lot of the Jewish groups, which perhaps COVID, they aren't coming as much, but they seem to make Łódź just a little detour on their big trip to Warsaw, and they just drive for an hour. They visit the cemetery for, you know, half an hour, see the famous rabbis or the famous graves, if that. They see the building in the cemetery, then they go to the ghetto where it was, and they drive off again. And they really miss out seeing not only from the organizations that are there, but also from Dawid and the community and the way they live. And it's a big shame that people sort of bypass Łódź in many ways. Just one question for you, Dawid, that's come through. When you do your HaKoach club for the children, are they Jewish children predominantly, or people from Łódź who want their children to be educated about the Jewish environment and the Jewish culture?
I didn't thought about it, because now I'm trying and I tried and I will try to sacrifice myself for Jewish people. This is my work, and I want to rebuild the Jewish community here, whatever that means. And by saying Jewish community, I'm not saying Keilah or whatever. I just want to make the community which have the literally meaning, like people want to hang out, want to meet each other. They're supposed to have this need, and I want to collect this energy, which I believe it is here. And I want to also make some kind of bridge which will connect our Jewish family with no Jewish family, because I want to ruin this kind of stereotype and stigma that we are such hermetic world.
Thank you. Although I said we'll try to avoid politics, perhaps the final question will be, given the current situation in Poland and perhaps the changing situation, do you find there's increasing or decreasing anti-Semitism? Or say when you perform Yiddishkeit, your band, do people come and abuse and say you shouldn't be here, or do non-Jews embrace it? And also regarding the centre and the Guardians of Remembrance, is there opposition to cleaning up the cemeteries now? Are people unhappy with the Edelman Centre? If you all want to answer that final question, perhaps.
Okay. So I think whatever we're gonna do here, it's gonna be judged in two ways. You know, two Jews, two different thoughts, two different sentences, two different ideas. You know, so whatever good you're gonna do here, you're gonna be judged bad, but also good. The key in this job is to not look, around, and your deeds, your act, your heritage, whatever you're gonna do, and the history, and maybe other positive, crazy people gonna judge you in the end, what you do in your path. That's what I've learned, because when you are searching the support, I'm prepared that you're gonna receive the hit, the punch from your family, from your friends, wherever. And whatever you're gonna do, you're supposed to blindly do it by believing on that. And the history and wherever else is in the end gonna judge you. And I think we shouldn't pay attention to it so much. If it's positive or not positive, just do it. Just do it.
Thank you, David. Kasia, do you want to answer that question?
Yes, I think what I want to say, it's I can't even count how many times I heard the question, if I'm Jewish, if I have Jewish origins, if that's the reason why I'm doing it. And I always answer the same, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have anything in common with my work. I think what we do, my association, our association, it's something over the religion, over the race, over this divided, like between divided, like Christian word, Polish word, Jewish word. We do it because there is nobody else to do it. Like, there is no people, no family members who can do it. And other question that I heard a lot, usually on Facebook, like, why should I do it? Why should I go and clean the cemetery? And there is only one answer, like, why not? Why not you? Well, it is really matters if you have Jewish origins or not. This is something what somebody needs to do. So why not you? Just come and do it. Just do something good, not for Jewish people, not for wood. Just do it for yourself, to feel good about yourself that you did something good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joanna?
Your question was, did we observe a change? Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I think still many people are really very, very much interested in these subjects, and it surprised me also how much knowledge we still have behind, because everything what we do, we discover something. We discover that we don't know parts of our history of the city if we don't know a book like Hava Rosenfarb. She wrote in Yiddish, so we wanted to translate it to Polish because it is a kind of a gap if we don't know it. So it is. I agree with Kasia, but we and especially also David underlined that it's not Jewish people. It is why also we are doing it, because we think it's a part of our history, it's a part of our city, it's part of our people, even if we are not Jewish. My daughter is Sarah and does not mean, who knows, in Poland. Probably I have Jewish roots. Till now I did not discover. But it is what we are doing because it's important to do, and especially in Łódź, when you come here and you want to know something about history, everything what you touch is in some way connected to the Jewish past. And I used to be journalist for 18 years. And you know, when I started to do something, it was not written yet, it was not discovered yet. You want to write, you discover, you know, which is very proud of Artur Rubinstein, Max Factor, Daniel Libeskind, but we had here thousands of people who are just created the city. They were just simple workers, were just simple viewers. They were just doing the city. And if you want to recognize the city, to know about the city, you should follow this track. So I found people are interested. Actually, I do not see the big influence of the situation, but I think I will notice soon. Because, for instance, every year we have commemoration with presence of the Israeli embassy. And this year we know it will be not ambassador. So the politics influence the situation. And we don't see it probably between people. And I hope it will not influence us. I mean us. But we will see it in few weeks or but till now the people are still interested and we have a lot to discover.
Excellent. Thank you so much, everybody. Dawid, your passion for Łódź and for Yiddish culture and Jewish culture is still inspiring.
Thank you.
Kasia, the very important work you do, because a lot of people, as I said, from Melbourne have grandparents, grandparents, or great-grandparents, and you very much are the custodian of their burial places in Łódź. So when we go to visit, they come to visit, it's because of people like you that have that ability. So on behalf of them, thank you. And Joanna, perhaps the most sophisticated and well-resourced organisation we've had here tonight. And I've been to the Edelman Centre, it's an imposing building. And of course, the critical importance that you do in the official commemorations and in the education of the masses of the importance of the Jewish history of Łódź and also in combating anti-Semitism. So thank you all for your participation. It was much appreciated. And the feedback we're getting is that everybody enjoyed tonight. So thank you once again, and hopefully look forward to seeing you all in Łódź one day shortly.
Thank
Hope
you.
it.
Thank
And
you.
you are welcome to Łódź.
Welcome.
Thank you. Do widzenia.
Shalom.
Widzenia.